Honorable Speaker, honorable members, the task of nation building rests on the shoulders of all of us as South Africans. This is a commitment that we as South Africans made to each other when we adopted our democratic constitution 25 years ago, following a broad consultation process that so many South Africans participating in. The acts of violence and destruction that took place in parts of KwaZulu-Natal and Gauteng in July of this year revealed many of the challenges that we still confront in building a united and cohesive society. Part of the work we must do is to critically examine the preparedness for and response of our security and law enforcement services to these types of unrest, particularly to this one. I have appointed an expert panel to investigate these issues, which will guide the measures that we need to take to prevent the recurrence of such events. Another critical part of the work that we must do is to address the social and economic factors that also contributed to the violence and destruction that we saw. A deeply disturbing aspect of the unrest was the emergence of racial tension in parts of eThekwini, particularly between African and Indian communities. This was occasioned by the terrible scenes of violence and several killings in and around the area of Phoenix. Our law enforcement agencies have made significant progress in arresting individuals alleged to have been involved in this violence, and the law must of necessity take its course. However, there is a broader task of addressing both underlying racial tensions that may have contributed to these events, and the further tensions that these events may have given rise to. I wish to acknowledge and welcome the efforts of the South African Human Rights Commission, which is investigating the causes and circumstances of the violence in Phoenix.
The second supplementary question will be asked by the Honorable, the Leader of the Opposition Party from the chamber.
Mr. President, it's very clear from your answer in the House today that you've got absolutely no idea whatsoever on how to create employment, because you live in a billionaire's bubble disconnected from the real world. And let's be very clear, this is not a pandemic problem, it's a presidential and policy problem. Young people, Mr. President, don't want grants, they want jobs. And under your leadership, unemployment has gone up every year to the point now where 75% of young people in this country do not have work. Mr. President, why do you hate the young people of South Africa so much that you want to keep inflicting this misery on them? Don't you see your ANC unity project with the crooks and corrupt in your party is the problem? With this in mind, are you prepared today to apologize to the young South Africans that you and your party have shoved into the unemployment queue? And can you tell them today that you're going to walk away from the ANC's mad job-killing policies?
The Honorable, the President.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. What I was speaking to earlier, in case Honorable Steenhuisen was not listening, is precisely aimed at addressing the challenge that we face as a nation of unemployment. The pandemic on its own resulted in the loss of 2 million jobs. It resulted in a negative growth of -7%. And we are not alone in this. Many other countries have been affected. And we've carried a historical burden of unemployment, of poverty, and inequality. We carry that on our shoulders. And that has emanated also from a number of years past. And it is this that we have said through the various interventions that we are determined to address, and to address fully. For this government to have embarked on a job opportunity offering to mainly young people, absorbing up to 700,000 in a matter of less than 10 months, if you like, a year, it's quite phenomenal. And it needs to be recognized for the impact that it has had and is having on the lives of ordinary young people. And of course, we need to massify it. We need to expand it. What I take heart on this from is that we're on the right path. Addressing the issue of unemployment in our country was never going to be a one-day event. We've got more than 500,000 young people, if not more, 750,000 maybe, who keep on adding up to the ranks of the unemployed in our country. Our economy has not been producing or creating jobs sufficiently to be able to erode that. We are acutely aware of this. And we are not afraid to confront the reality of the situation that faces us. We are up to it. The reforms that we have embarked upon and further reforms that are going to ensue are aimed at precisely ensuring that we create a broad spectrum of job opportunities for the young people of our country, support businesses to be able to create jobs, and erode what has not worked well in the past. I'm committed, I'm convinced that we will succeed. My cabinet members also committed to this. Policies that we have are the types of policies that are aimed to doing that.